Question. I don't know.
In this lonely ass world, it's getting colder. I'm not going nowhere if I cannot take my boat there. My mind was bred a little different, yeah, from my own past. If I see heat, why the fuck would I wanna go there? Mama, I make you smile. Mama, your little nigga came from wildin'. Mama, always got in trouble, I was shouted. Mama, now I'm staring at shit. Mama, I'm the pilot. Mama, if I want something, I'ma go get it. Mama, swim with the sharks, piranhas, and fishes. Mama, it's so hard down here, God is my witness. Mama, I know where I'm going. Mama, I'm a fan. It's hard not knowing who is really gonna be there for me. I wish you could be here to see me the day I start touring. Shit be on my mind every second when I'm not recording. I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path, I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast, I had to keep trying. Growing up, I got in trouble, told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up, swear I be needing me time.
Good morning. Good morning to the DMV and the rest of the world. This is your girl Reese, aka the best that ever did it. And yes, we made it to the end of the week. Yay! Today is Friday, January the 13th of 2023. And today is when I hit my Powerball. So, and when I disappear flat, and when we come back with the show that's on a totally different platform, and y'all be seeing me, Molly, and Lady B floating in the pool somewhere and getting to you about poolside, then y'all would know that we taking the heights to a way different level. Molly gonna be up in the tower. You know, he gonna be so high, he gonna be able to do with the clouds. That's right. That's right. So, by it being Freaky Friday, you know I had to bring my side piece with me. Hey.
You got issues. You got issues. Oh, Lord.
Miss Bernice Smith, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. I see you in a good mood. That's what's up.
That you know what? I even had to put a different wig on today.
I
I
see you. I see you.
said, it's a change. It's a change, you know. So I got to get down with the get down. I've been up since 6:30 this morning. I know DJ Slicky Woo Boo gonna cuss me out because sometimes in the morning I notice lately I need to meditate sometimes before I talk,
Right.
you know, and then I'm up, but I'm still on a different level of consciousness. Does that make any sense to anybody?
Yep. You gotta.
Well,
It's necessary most times. That's you start your day off that way, so you have a clear and healthy mind. So yeah, I feel you. I do.
and speaking of clear and healthy mind, we got our man joining us again today, Dr. Kenneth Clark. You know, put that doctor up there in this title. Go on, doctor. Morning, Kenneth.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh Lord.
All righty, and we got our number one. My therapist. This is one of my favorite therapists in the world, y'all. Forget Dr. Phil and all of that. I go to Dr. Phoenix. This is the Blue Phoenix in the house, Miss Louisa Harrell.
Great day, beautiful people. Love more. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yes, thank you. And we couldn't have it this show without our super producer, Mr. Molly Mall,
No
Molly
way.
Mall, C Moss, the boss. He is in the house. He's always in the house. He's doing 50
Hey,
million.
Molly.
Morning, Molly, Molly. Freaky Friday, Molly. Freaky Friday.
Oh Lord.
But before we get into today's fantastic show, yes, I said it. Fantastic. We're going to do what I like to call gossip. Oh, Molly call it the news. We call it spill the tea with Lady B. Lady B, you ready, honey?
That's so cute.
Yep, I'm ready. So, the first thing I'm going to tell y'all about, I'm sure everybody heard it. Lisa Marie Presley is dead at the age of 54.
Yes, we heard. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She was the only child of Elvis Presley. She died Thursday, according to family publicists. She was 54 years old. They stated, "It is with a heavy heart that I must share the devastating news that my beautiful daughter, Lisa Marie, has left us." Priscilla Presley said in a statement obtained by the AP, "She was the most passionate, strong, and loving woman I have ever known." Priscilla Presley's publicist, Sam Matt, also shared a statement with ABC News that said Presley's family is shocked and devastated by the tragic death of. They said she went into full cardiac arrest. Um, the ambulance came to take her, but unfortunately, she did not make it. So we sending prayers to the family. We don't know them, but we pray for everybody who's hurting and losing loved ones because it's not easy to deal with.
No, no, it's not. They losing them left and right, and cardiac arrest, heart attacks. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna get into that theory or nothing like that.
Yeah, but you know, stress can cause that. Stress will kill you.
There's other things that can weaken your heart because
I know.
I have cardiomyopathy, and it came from a bacteria that invaded my body when I caught a sinus infection, and it went down to my bronchos. Okay, and I was so sick, bronchitis, and the sinus infection, and it made my heart weak. My ejection fracture went down to 23%. I was on my way to work, driving to Washington Hospital Center. Didn't even know it. My co-worker looked over at me. She was like, "Oh my gosh, out there." I don't know what my face looked like. I don't know what I looked like to her. But she was like, "We got to pull up, call the ambulance." I said, "I can make it to work." I made it to work. She called the hospital code people came and got me. They called the code blue. Next thing you know, I was on the stretcher in the ER. And the cardiologist that I worked for was looking over me. So just like that. And sometimes we give us no warning, but when your body go through some sickness, any sickness, and it's stressed out, that puts that stress on your heart. And sometimes we don't even know it. I didn't feel it. All I felt, ladies, was extremely, and gentlemen, extremely tired. Didn't even know it was because my heart was extremely weak at that time from that bacteria.
Yeah.
So you're right, Lady B. This is real.
Hey, Slippy.
Yes, it is. So the next story is Elon Musk breaks world record for worst loss of a fortune.
Worst loss?
Yep. The spectacular crash in Elon Musk's net worth, during which the tech billionaire lost his title as world's richest man last month, has been the worst loss of fortune in history, according to Guinness World Records. Guinness, citing Forbes data, said Musk lost about 182 billion between November 2021 and early this month.
182 billion with a B.
Yes. It says data from the Bloomberg Billionaires Index shows him losing 200 billion in roughly that same period. Honey, that's a lot of money. Where you lose it? I'm gonna find it.
Dude, I know. I'm gonna help you look.
You're right, girl. Oh Lord, have mercy.
This is unreal.
Oh my God.
Do you know how much good that could have done for the people? It's sickening how they throw money away. But you know what? Molly always said that money is worthless. It's a note printed, so
yeah, but you know, it's crazy because he lost so much money. Now he's in a Guinness Book of Records, girl.
For
He lost
losing. Not winning, but losing.
for losing. He lost all that money. I'm just like, wow, you know. But
So can we call him a loser? Can we call him the biggest loser?
that's what they said. The biggest.
You a loser. All that money.
Okay, the next story is about Damar Hamlin's contract. News shocks NFL world. So the news of Damar Hamlin's contract has shocked and delighted and infuriated the NFL world. Damar 4-year contract with the Bills contains terms that he be paid less if he was injured. Man said you gotta almost die for them to do the right thing. So what's gonna happen is he's still gonna receive his regular pay. And some people are upset about that, but they're gonna pay that man his regular salary, regardless that he's on the injured list. So I think that's good news. I think he deserves it.
How does that work? Molly, if you could chime in or text me. So if you get injured on the job, you don't get your pay. What about workers' comp? It works differently in football.
Yeah, in that field, you get hurt, they can cut you and not pay you a dime, you know. But if it's in your contract, you might got no trade clause, or if you get hurt or something, they got to keep you on IR, put you on the injury list, reserve. So they still pay you, but yeah, he not gonna get more money. They mostly pay people who haven't had injuries. So if you got a heart condition, they're not gonna give him a big contract like the rest of them because he can fall out again any game. So they gonna protect themselves. They don't care that he went through what he went through. They like, that's cool and all, but like you gotta be able to go out here and perform. So they don't care about all that. He was a good corner, but he wasn't one of the best ones in the league. Y'all never heard of him until this happened. So that just let you know, like, he was okay. He getting paid what he's worth. I don't think he deserved it, you know. If he was like one of the top corners, that'd be probably different story. But right now, he definitely getting what he deserved. And some most dudes get hurt, never get to play again. So I'm shocked that he even on the roster and they even allowing him to even get out there. So I'm just happy he's back doing what he loved to do.
Yeah, they say even though he's on the injured list, he's still gonna get paid. So
Yeah, because his injury is not it's not a congenital. It's not something he was born with. It's not something that is inherited. This is This is a very
rare.
It's not common. Yeah, it happens mainly in like very like hockey and what's the other one? There's very hard contact sports, but it's not that common in football. And then you have to get it. You have to be hit on impact on that in between of the heart in order for that to happen. So that's not something that is inherited, you know. So he would be still on the roster.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well, the next story is DC investigates Adams Morgan Business Group after years of complaints. So DC's Attorney General is investigating Adams Morgan Business Improvement District to determine whether the organization violated laws governing nonprofits according to documents and the BID officials. The investigation, which was opened in November under then Attorney General Karl Racine, follows years of complaints by neighborhood, business, and property owners about the leadership of the Adams Morgan Partnership Business Improvement District. Some have accused the taxpayer-funded of operating with too much overhead and governing without regard for transparency or the nonprofit's own bylaws to benefit a few well-placed insiders. Yep.
They're about to attack Adams Morgan.
Sometimes it takes them a while to get, but it definitely happens. Once they get to it, it's crazy.
They took decades to get around to Adams Morgan.
So the last story is yeah. Well, I told you sometimes it's such a long process trying to get things done. It's crazy. It is. But the last story, and I thought it was kind of fun. It can be such idiot. It says fugitive busted after applying for a job at New Jersey's sheriff's office. So it says she closed at least one case, her own. A fugitive wanted for fraud was busted when she walked into a New Jersey sheriff's office and asked to be hired, according to police. Zamaya Johnson, 27, a former postal worker from Jersey City, was on the run for the crime in Monroe County, Pennsylvania, when she applied to work at the Hudson County Sheriff's Office. She sent in paperwork to be a security guard at the law enforcement agency. She was called into the station under the guise of a job interview and arrested Tuesday. After the alleged, what is this popping up? I'm sorry. After the alleged foolhardy was busted, the officers allegedly discovered 2 stolen credit cards. I said, this lady got to be a fool. You ain't know you had a warrant and you go into a police station and apply for a job there.
Not only that, what police station needs security? Oh, I'm sorry, Reese.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying that's super dumb. Super.
Yeah. And what police station needs security? Like they are the security. Why do you need security at the police station?
Girl, I don't know. That it doesn't make sense to me either. But I'm just like, I don't know if this a little town or this a big city, because you just never know. I don't know. That's just
she
crazy.
She stole somebody's ID for the post office and go apply for a job. I guess she said her name is Mud. She can't get no job. She on the run. So I'm going to take one of these aliases that I stole and apply for a job. Ingenious. What would they think of next?
Something else stupid, because it seems to get dumber and dumber, the crime. This is crazy.
It's because of the stuff they see on TV and the movies. They didn't even do that in Dumb and Dumber. They ain't even do that. I'm applying for a job at this police station. Yeah, I done robbed the bank. But they don't know it's me. I had a mask on.
It was something similar that happened. I think it was in Oklahoma. I can't remember if it was in Oklahoma or not, but the police chief reported that they got a call, a 911 call, and then they hung up, so they went to go to see what was going on. It was a lady and a gentleman. She called the police to help them move the stolen goods from the abandoned house that they were in.
Oh, yeah.
To go to the airport. Did you? Yeah, I'm like, what the heck? That don't make sense.
I'm like, are y'all crazy?
Yes, they are.
Then the lady tried to rob a bank. She left with no money, but left her cell phone at the.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lord have mercy, honey. They got some of the dumbest criminals out here, I swear.
Wow. Oh, crime don't pay, especially when you're dumb today. Crime don't pay. Was that the last story, Lady B?
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Well, we're going to jump right into Freaky Friday. But before we jump into Freaky Friday, you got 1 minute. I'm going to give Weezy a minute, and I'm going to give Kenneth a minute. Tell the people who you are, so people that's just tuning in say, this is the light-skin invasion. She got yellow people on the panel today.
Oh, Lord. Don't be doing my girl like that.
That's my boo. She know
Thank
I love
you. Her. Oh, my God.
You gonna start with you, Weezy. That's my boo. I was on the other side of the coin. Where's the y'all?
Oh, yeah, she was so awesome. That was a great show. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Louisa Harrell. Who
For
are you?
those who do not know me, my legal name is Louisa Harrell, but I am also known as the Blue Phoenix. I am a podcaster. I am a director and producer on Red Vision Cinema. That is our company. I also have children. I'm a mom, and I'm just me. I'm going to my third round of transformative life coaching, and so I'll be almost done with that. And yeah, I'm the Blue Phoenix. Hello.
And she know how to slang some head too, y'all. She is the perfect life coach because while she, we tell our hairdressers everything. While she in there doing your hair like this, Reese, be still. Hold your head like that. I'm telling her everything that's wrong with me. Is put your head down. Put your head straight. Move your head. What you doing? You know how they be braiding. But she's bad, ladies and gentlemen. She's bad. That's my boo. Louisa Harrell, aka the Blue Phoenix. Here's the word blue. Blue Phoenix.
Shades of blue, that is.
Oh Lord.
Look, I gotta plug the book. Okay, now Mr. Newly Dr. Clark here. No kin to Karen Clark share or the Clark sisters, but this is a different Dr. Clark. And, I don't know if you're an OBGYN or not, so don't be going around giving people exams, Ken, if you ain't supposed to. So,
Now, you ain't got to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. Nah, yours truly, a.k.a. Mr. Uncut, the unapologetic, unorthodox, social advocate. I am the host of the Uncut Live Productions brand, and I'm glad to be here, glad to be a part of the show, and thank you for having
me. Thank you for coming back to Freaky Friday. I hope we don't get too, you unapologetic, and so am I. So if you see something that blow your mind, just put your head back on and don't even worry about it, because we get to the real here. Man, this is a video that I shared. I wanted y'all to see. I wanted y'all opinion on the video because when I saw it, I said, "Oh, they're gonna kill him for dropping trade secrets, all the men in the world." But what the man said, I've experienced that, the exact same thing. I'm gonna share the video. Molly, you got the video up so everybody can see the video.
Nah, what video?
With the man.
The
you
man.
know what?
You talking about sharing no video. Which one? I can pull it up for you.
The one I sent this morning, but see, Facebook been doing some freaky stuff. I thought I sent it to you and Bernice.
We ain't video. We ain't talk about sharing a video. But what are you talking about?
See, what is wrong with Facebook? They try to jack us up. Well, I'm gonna tell you what's in the video. Yeah. This video was this black man talking about how men are deceivers and deceptive, because he gave the scenario that when he came home from work, he started an argument with his lady on purpose so he could say, "I need some time, so I'm leaving. I'm putting my clothes on, I'm leaving." He said when he left, the first thing he did was pick up the phone and call a whole bunch of females that he was trying to get since he was been in that relationship with that girl. And what they do, they call people, and the first one that pick and say, "Okay," that's who they going to see. Now, the girl be calling the caller, but he can use an excuse. "I'm upset, I need some time," so he don't answer the phone, or the girl don't call, trying to give him his space while she trying to figure out what she did, right? She didn't do nothing. He using his time to go somewhere else and creep. And then when he finished doing what he do, throw that bone in the closet, boop, come back. And we as women, let's talk about this. We need to work this out. What's going on? And he just said, "I needed some me time." And he's trying to say whenever men say they need that me time, they go on and use that as creep time. You get it? So, and I was shocked that this man was saying, that's the game. And I was like, I got to show the people that this man is giving trade secrets. They about to assassinate you, bro, because you can't give up the game like that. So then all of these women gonna be out here thinking, you know what? That did happen to me and Jimmy Lee last night. He said that he had some time. He got on his bike and he left and he came back around 3 o'clock. Jimmy Lee did that. And so did David Earl. Everybody in the trailer park gonna be talking about this video when they see it. That's all I'm saying. So what are your thoughts on that scenario when the man say that I need me time when he said I'm leaving and he leave out, put his clothes on, leave out?
Well,
that could me time mean?
That could work both ways. Not all men are doing that. See, he need to put out there that some men are doing that. Sometimes you do need alone time. Everybody needs a little space, period. Sometimes I might go off. That don't mean I'm chilling with another dude. I mean, and I'm not saying it's not true. Some guys might be playing that game. But he can't have these women out here thinking that every man is doing it. Oh, when your man say he need a little bit of space. No, I disagree with that. That's why I said you have to be careful with the words you choose. Because now every woman who see that be like, yeah, that happened to my man. I know he was cheating. Dude just said it. Dude ain't gone. He ain't see what this man was doing. That's just my opinion. Next.
Well, you know what? In my case, when dude left the house and he did that, and then he came back, he was out there cheating because he smelled just like latex condoms. And I was like, thank you for using a rubber. Because we all don't need to catch the pluckies, So thank you for doing what you do and protecting yourself. Thank you for the service. So, but I knew you was cheating, but hey, that was your me time. Go on, do what you do in your me time. So that was that. Dr. Clark, you a man. What you got to say when you talk about you need some me time? Do me time mean porn time? Do me time mean I'm gonna think about what I'm doing time? Or me time just mean I want to watch the game in the bed, get out my face? Because I don't mind that. Let me set you up with your food and your beer. And I'll give you all the me time you need because I'm going to play bingo. I'll be back in a few hours.
I agree with Lady B. I'm very hard on these podcasters that create this image where that, because there's this notion, you always hear this, all black men are dogs and black men are this and black men are that and da and just like every time you turn around, it's like in the words of DJ Khaled and another one, so it's just like a trending that has been put out there. And unfortunately, we kind of often quantify our personal experience and we generalize it as the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying yesterday, everybody wants to say the youth is doing this or the men are doing that. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, you want some me time? Hey, I have me time all the time. It's times where I don't want a podcast. I don't want anything to be doing with ministry or the community or anything like that. I just want to be able to have some me time and just chill and get away from, what's happening.
Right. Louisa, Dr. Phoenix,
I'm sorry, can you ask the question again? I'm in here with my nieces.
That scenario when a man said, I need me time. Is he out there creeping? Or what's he doing when he doing the me time?
Oh, no.
What you think?
Me time doesn't necessarily mean they're out here cheating. You can't assume that. Now, I'm not gonna say that he's not because you never know. But for the most part, you can't put that saying all men cheat or because he need me time. Who don't need time to themselves? Everybody needs time to themselves. You can't always be with your person all the time. That gets exhausting sometimes. Sometimes we get on our own damn nerves. Sometimes you think that you ain't getting on theirs. And that's the same for women. If you don't want your man to think need time means you out here riding another dangling, don't think he out there got somebody riding his dangling. You gotta be fair with people. And you should know your partner. And that doesn't mean that just because you know your partner and just because y'all have communication and things don't happen, it can and cannot, but you cannot always assume that a man is out here cheating because he needs me time. And why is it always he gotta be cheating?
I don't know. Why is it? I don't know. Maybe the first person that happened to that he cheated. That's me time. Or maybe I don't know how many of them actually are out there cheating and how many of them actually needed some time. Let me give you I guess it's the different generation. Because I know my granddad, him and my grandmother will often argue. And he will always like, I'm going to the store, right? He will always go to the store. And he would literally go to the store. He'd get in the car. He listen to his gospel music. He drive around and calm down. Now, how I know, because a lot of time I'm going with granddad riding shotgun to make sure he's okay. Because my grandmother will always, yeah. And my grandfather would sit there and just, he will hum. Because they said when you hum, the devil don't know what you're thinking. And he would shake his leg and just sit there. My grandmother call him old motherfuckers and everything. And I'm like, Grandma, granddaddy never called nobody out their name like that, especially no woman. But my grandmama was the humdinger. My granddad, I'm going to the store. He get and put his hat on with his Stacey Adams shoes. I don't know why old men wear Stacey Adams all the time. And his old work pants. I'm like, granddaddy, you don't even match. With his t-shirt with that big old hole in it. I'm like, granddad, you got a hole in your t-shirt. He didn't care. Man, way back falling and traipsing out to the store. And he drives around. And we get to the store and then he would go in there. That was his time that he calmed down and digressed away from my grandmother when he started to thinking and stuff like that. But in this scenario, they said that the man came in and started the argument first with the lady to have a reason to say, I'm leaving because I need me time. Now, what about that scenario?
Well,
like, say you just minding your business and all of a sudden he come in because he want to argue. Like I said, I've been in that scenario where he want to argue. You be like, what just happened? Boom, I'm leaving. I need me time. That was his time that he was looking for a reason to say that. The lady didn't say, I didn't say it was just that's how I was posed. And they said when they get to the car, they call in their other side piece or whatever, whoever answer. And then that's when like, look, can I come over, whatever. See, what about that scenario?
Okay, well, that's a different scenario. But women do the same thing though. Women do the same thing. What bugs me is that people are always trying to play certain things on men as if we don't do the same shit. We might do it a little different, but we do the same shit. We're not innocent. Not everybody cheats, men and women. Not everybody that's going out here or getting into relationships with malicious or vindictive attitudes. Some people actually get in relationships because they want to have relationships. They actually love the person they're with. They want to build with this person. Some people are in it for self-gain, and that's where you have separations, you have breakups,
but not saying they don't love the person. Not saying they don't love the person.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, but we tend to put certain behaviors on a specific gender when it's men and women do the same thing. We just might tweak it a little bit.
You mean women are slicker, and so you can't say all women are slick because I ain't slick. Because I can't lie.
But whether you slick or not, because I it's hard for me to lie too. I'm gonna be honest, and but it's things that we do. We're more calculated in a way.
We're more canning.
Yeah, we're more calculated with our movement. And then not saying they're not calculated, but eventually, you get tired of covering your tracks. It takes us to get tired of covering our tracks. We really got to want to get caught in order for us to get caught.
Because you gotta tell one lie after another. Eventually, you are gonna lose track. You're gonna get caught up. And it's just too much work. And my thing is, why cheat? If you want to be with somebody else, just go be free. Just tell me. Because, like, you got options, so do I. Why play games? Life is too short for that. And like she said, women do it too. I know some very calculating women. I told my sons, I'm like, look, baby, as a woman, I'm going to tell you, don't think that just because she's a female, she won't play you and do crazy stuff to you, because I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. And again, like Blue Phoenix was saying, we tend to point the finger at men all the time. Point the finger at men because of what we've been through. But I always say this: I trust you until you give me reason not to. I'm not gonna let my past affect my future. When you mess up, that's when I'm gonna charge you. I'm gonna charge you because you did it. We gotta let that stuff go, because we carrying all this. A lot of us women, we're bag ladies, and not to say men don't do it, but because we are emotional creatures, we let that stuff attach to us like leeches, and we don't know how to let it go.
Yes, ours come up from Jump Street.
Yes,
They come up through the years.
Yeah, gradually.
Because they hold days. The thing is, because they're taught they can't show emotion. You can't be emotional. If you're emotional, you're a punk. You can't cry. You can't do that. So men tend to show themselves the longer you're with them, the more they trust you. Women tend to show themselves because you can't hide. Like Lady B said, we're emotional creatures, and men are emotional creatures too. And you know, and the thing is, they have to hide it. They can't show themselves, or they're gonna be called not everything but a man. You know.
yeah.
So you know, my thing was this: I have been through things, and my biggest thing was with this relationship I'm in now. I'm not going to put on you or bring that into this relationship, because that's not fair.
That's right. Don't be blaming.
Yeah, I didn't experience this with you. You didn't do this to me, and I want to give you a fair chance. I'm going to work on myself, and I'm going to go in that to the shadow or the darkness part of myself and deal with that shit, because you had nothing to do with it, and it wouldn't be right for me to take the issues that was dealt with in that previous, my marriage, and bring it over here.
Right. Don't be blaming Jimmy Lee for what David Earl did, Weezy. Don't be blaming
David Earl.
David Earl did.
You can't do that, because eventually you're gonna end up missing your blessing, because
exactly. And then you cause harm to this person. The reason why so many people are in pain, because we continue to bleed on each other.
Yeah.
We continue to hurt each other because we're hurting, and hurt people. You don't understand that you're doing it because you're so encapsulated with your pain. But if you deal with your shit,
yeah,
you take the time and deal with it, and you may actually help him deal with his shit.
Right.
And vice versa, because men can be very helpful. Men, you know, when a man loves you, you gonna know it. They tolerate a lot of stuff that they shouldn't, for one. Just like us, we're more patient, so I don't expect a woman to, but I know that women will hold on, give chance. Men ain't gonna keep doing it. So if they love you, they're gonna try to help you, try to work it out. They're gonna give you chances, but after a while, you got to go.
Yeah.
Ain't no man gonna keep being beat on.
All right,
Emotionally, physically, mentally. That's too much. And those that continue to stay in those relationships like that feel no worth to themselves, which is why they stay.
Yeah.
Man or woman.
Yes. But that's why I use the term so often. If we don't heal our men, we kill our men. We have to learn how to be, because it's natural for us to be nurturers. But when you holding on to that hot mess, you come off as rash and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I want him to be my peace, so I'm going to be his peace. I want that line of communication where if something ain't right, we talk about it. Because if you hollering and screaming at this man, how is he going to communicate with you? And then you making him feel like he got to defend himself. Because my son said that. He said, Mom, when a woman comes at me a certain way, I feel like, whoa, you know, I'm ready to defend myself.
Kenneth, can you defend the men? What these ladies are saying? Because I see you very quiet back there. Black man.
No. But on the real though, because I talk about this all the time on my show too, that I want to put this out here too. Men are nurturers too.
Yep, they can be very much so.
If you look at the male species of the lion, look at how well that the male lion takes care of the cubs. You ever see just go watch the Discovery Channel one time and really just go look at how the interaction and the communication is with the actual lion. You'll see the either sometimes you may see like the female lion go kill the cubs, but you'll see the male lion, and have the cubs, in a little circle. He may be, kissing them, licking them, cleaning them, and I just had to put that out there too, as well, as because what we do a lot is we do often, come down so hard on the next man or next individual based upon what it is that we went through. Now I'll be honest, I'm about to share something very personal, okay? About over, let's say, 12 years or so ago, I was in a relationship, right? And basically pretty much the lady was very attractive. So, I was like, man, I thought I was like one of the luckiest guys on earth to be able to, I was like, man, I got going on, I'm doing my thing. But there was something that transpired is because of the fact that I wasn't seeing through my, seeing the correct way, where she was very promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? So she brought a lot of attention to her, where it was a lot of guys and stuff. Here it is. I'm here. We're courting. We're doing this thing, right? Well, needless to say, the situation didn't work out. Okay, it didn't work out. It was toxic. It wasn't a good atmosphere. It wasn't a good relationship for me to be in. Basically, pretty much a lot of guys got jealous, and it was a very tragical event. I got jumped, thrown into a bus, went to the hospital, got stitches, things of such, right? So after that whole event, right, in my mind, thank God that I went to go get therapy and whatnot, because in my mind, right, I said, well, you know what? That in my mind, in my heart, I started thinking, well, only women out here only use good men and try to get, good men for what they're worth, right? But that was a wrong way of thinking, right? That was a wrong way of thinking, because I took my situation and try to quantify it to this is how all women are. You know what I'm saying? And what that does is it blocks your blessing. It blocks the ability, because some individuals are literally, I've seen different stories, read different stories where they're looking for the complete opposite. Like you know how they say, this is like you become that perfect fit, right? You become the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all hitting the blue points right on the head. You know what I'm saying? You're hitting the bullet points right on the head. We can't always generalize. That's what they call the term, generalize. It's all men are this or all women are this, right? And we can't do that. What we got to do is learn how to say, you know what, this happened to me, but guess what? Because this happened to me, now you can develop a better understanding and saying, hey, I know what the red flags to look for. I know what my weak points are. I know, you know what I'm saying? This is where we have to heal. You know how they say, once you know better, you'll begin to do better.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Some people don't, though. Some people know better and still do the same old mess. See, that's insanity. They go around and around. Some people like those toxic circles or those toxic rings. Whether you got a toxic ring going around your head or one around your eye, it's still toxic. And either way, it hurts, you know. So
I
love
don't.
don't hurt. It's the people. It's the wrong people that hurt.
Yeah, I don't think that a lot of people like it. I think it's a mental thing. Some people are so broken they continue the same behavior and expect it to change. They say it's the thing of insanity, but that's why sometimes you have to stay alone and fix yourself before you go back in. Because I had to tell somebody that the other day. I said, look, I said, you don't get easy access to me. That's not how it works, brother. It takes time. You gotta learn. I gotta learn you. He come out, I know you want me. I said, I don't know you to want you, bro. I don't know you to want you. You haven't displayed anything to me. He was like, well, what you like about me? I said, you funny. You seem like you cool. That's all. That's it, bro. That's all I know. So it takes time. You have to be alone. Because in the past, I was one of the ones. I was scared to be alone. And that stemmed from my childhood because I felt so alone, like I needed somebody to love me. But I had to learn to love me and see the value in myself before I move on because I said, I'm sick of this. I am sick of this. I'm not doing this no more. I value me. I don't care what people may think, but I have to love me. So that's why at this point, I've been single. It's going on 2 years this year. That's fine. But the man who come to me, he going to be correct because I know what I'm bringing to the table and I'm going to love you. I'll love you to the ends of the earth. I will support you and all that stuff. But what you're not going to do is play with my heart. So sometimes just learn to be alone. Figure out what's going on within yourself. I had some broken pieces. And I knew after losing my son, it wasn't a good time for me to jump into a relationship. It was not. Because I'd have been holding on to somebody just because, look, I'm hurt. I'm going through this. And that's not what I want. So learn how to be alone.
And you know why it's so easy to continue? It's being comfortable is easy, but it's deadly because you're stuck in that same place that you've been in for years and years and years. And you don't want to grow because you're afraid of the work that it's going to have to take for you to change. It's easy to continue to be an asshole.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you want to stop being an asshole when it's gotten you to where you think you want to be in the first place? It's easy to go out here and start arguing with somebody instead of taking the time to pause and thinking, you know what, I might be wrong. It's easy to not hold yourself accountable for anything. So this is why people continue to do the same things over and over. I mean, we're all guilty of it, and we all do things that we don't realize that we do. It's subconscious. So you have to work on yourself and think beyond what you see. And take the time to understand that anything that you continue to do is subconsciously put there, and you have to figure out how to stop doing it. But if you don't want to figure it out, you're not going to change. And you're going to keep on doing the same thing you're doing. Like Lady B said, she had to take the time to be by herself, but people are afraid of who they are. People are afraid to be by themselves because they don't even know who they are. Like, that's the hardest thing, but it should be the easiest thing because you're with you in vitro until you die. You're in your mind. You know how you feel. You are the only person who knows the sincerest part of yourself. That should be the easiest and best relationship that you have. But a lot of people don't have that relationship. What is it going to take for you to start to think about that you're just as important as whoever, those around you? And who you are as a person and how you treat yourself affects those around you anyway. So why not treat yourself better?
No, this is Civil Rights Week. I always call it Civil Rights Week because this is the week leading up to that famous Negro holiday with Dr. Martin Luther King birthday, where all the government did was took one of the presidents and gave you one of them days. Because if anybody remember, we had George Washington Day and Abraham Lincoln Day. So all they did, they called President's Day. They put George and Lincoln on the same ticket and gave Martin one of those days, retitled it. We was always off on that Monday. We was always off. So they didn't give an extra day. I wanted, the people to know that for their holiday that's getting ready to come up, quote unquote, said holiday that's getting ready to come up. All they did was rename a street. That's all they did. It's the same street You've been driving down that same street. You've been getting that same day off, but all they did was change the name of the day. So I want to clarify that up for people who don't remember President's Day, because we got off on Abraham Lincoln birthday and we got off on Washington birthday. I ain't gonna tell how old I am, but I remember that. I'm still young and docile. So this is my question to the panel, because we have some very intelligent ladies and gentlemen on here. Lady B, Marley, Kenneth, Louisa, and myself. Do you think that the way we exhibit ourselves in a relationship is the way we exhibit ourselves through life? Is that what's wrong with our Black community? Does it start not just with the little picture, but do we take that little picture and put it into the big picture frame that encompasses us all? Do y'all understand my question? If you don't understand the question, I'll say it a different way.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I kind of think I know what you're saying.
You know how they say charity starts at home first? Do you think the way we treat each other in our personal life, that's how we treat each other on a big scale? And that's why on a bigger scale, we can't do or get past a lot of things? Louise, I see you shaking your head. You first. What are you saying? What you thinking?
No, you can go. Kenneth, he was already talking.
No. Ladies first.
Oh, okay. So a lot of people put on masks and fronts on the outside of the house.
Okay.
There's a lot of fake and phoniness. I'm gonna use. Well, I ain't gonna use him because I don't even want to talk about it.
You can use me.
No, I ain't gonna use you because you're the same in person and outside. You know what I'm saying? There are people that can come outside and be the life of the party and the sweetest and give and go home and treat their partner like shit.
Yep.
Or they're the life of the party at home, but then when they go out, they're quiet. They have anxiety. They have, it's just different things. But people who, and it's not always like, you have people who are the same way at home and the same way out in the street. But a lot of what happens out here in society is because of our upbringing. The way we are taught, the way we are raised, and then the way we hold on to things is what we take out into this world, how we treat other people. It's a domino effect. It's a butterfly effect. What you do to somebody else reflects what they do to somebody else, reflects what they do to somebody else. So if you smile at somebody, I can guarantee you they're going to smile at somebody else. They're going to bring their joy and happiness into the world. If you cut somebody out, they're going to be angry and they're going to pass that attitude to somebody else. It just depends on the individual. But it's not always how you do in the house that has something to do with outside. It's usually how you were raised. And if you took how you were raised and either continued it or you changed it because it wasn't right.
Okay. Dr. Clark?
Okay. I want to say I agree with Miss Phoenix. But I also want to say that, unfortunately, through the powers that be, socially engineering is a thing that interferes with how it is that we communicate. I mean, if you look at social media, it's like you pretty much, it's almost like if you ain't chasing the bag, you ain't shit. If you ain't an entrepreneur, you ain't shit. If it's like these negatives have been put, right? They've been put out here to say, this is how you should be, right? So it's like being different is frowned upon. Being different is frowned upon. Being creative, being innovative, being different, not dressing like everybody else. People get on me all the time. Oh, I've never seen you wear Jordans. You're right. I don't wear Jordans. I don't care to wear Jordans. Oh, you don't flash, and I don't see you as the party type. I'm not trying to flash, nor am I trying to be the party type. Oh, you just, because society, through this socially engineering, right, knowledge of self, in order for all of us to make the change, knowledge of self has to be the plateau. How do you get knowledge of self? Literacy. When you know knowledge of self and you get information, when you know that, you're able to move and be uniquely you. That's the problem that a lot of us have an issue with, is being uniquely you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has to, everything has to be looking like this or looking like that. And so when we get into these relationships and whatnot, we're trying to model something that really is not necessarily the real deal. You get what I'm saying? Like I said yesterday, I had a mentor who's married over 50 plus years, and she said, every day we're not waking up happy. Every day, you know what I'm saying? We're not waking up happy, but it's just society, socially engineering, right, creates this big hippity hoopla. That's what I call it. To say this is the way to go. Chase the bag, and I tell people all the time, some folks that's meant specifically not to necessarily have money, not because that they're bad people, but it's just some people that you need. You need a philanthropist. You need somebody that, hey, oh well, they're the entrepreneurs, let them be the entrepreneurs. Hey, they're the lawyers, let them be the lawyers. Hey, they are the homemaker, let them be the home. Hey, because collectively we'll be able to, move and function accordingly. But if everybody is a lawyer, you get what I'm saying? So it's just like we got to be comfortable with uniquely being us and being okay. I'm out of the grain. I'm out of the grain. That's why I tell people I'm out of the grain. So I'm out of the grain because I'm not trying to fit in. I'm just trying to be uniquely me.
See, you said something that just struck a chord. You said collectively. That's the key word, collectively. We all don't move collectively, but we will all try to assimilate. When I say all, I don't mean us here on the panel, because we know we are handful. We that 10%, that 15%. I'm sorry, we're separate a little bit, but the majority of the people will try to assimilate. And Molly will always say that they are manufacturing us to be human beings. That's what the educational construct came about, the educational and the way we do things, because they are creating the person that they want us to be for the society that they want us to fit in. And it started with control way back then. The constraints of what they're doing, they're trying to assimilate us. A handful of us be like, wait a minute, why am I standing in this line? Why am I getting up every day? Why am I doing this? Why am I being this robot? We all know it and see that. When you say collectively we don't move like we supposed to, because we have been programmed to do it this way. If back in the days, they bartered, they trade, everybody did something different. You're right. You had your farmers, you had your doctors, you had everybody, but everybody came together to build a community. It became community, But now everybody is off doing their thing. They think they're being different, but they're being the same. How many young people on YouTube doing the same dance? Oh, I'm different. But you're collectively doing the same dance. You're assimilating what they want you to do. They say, get out there and do this dance. So whether you're in Japan, Paris, over here in America, you're doing the same thing that they're doing. They got you. Social media, they hook you in and reel you in and say, this is what you got to do. This is what you got to wear. This is what you got to look like. Even though you're individuals, the assimilation. So they can try to control the masses. So you are absolutely spot on. Weezy say, spot on too. Bernice?
Well, I feel like society, I think Kenneth just said this, but society doesn't approve of people being individuals. If you're different, it's a problem. And I think we will all get along better if we allow people to just be who they are. Amen. And for me, I told my family was like, you're so mean. I said, I'm not mean. But my thing is, I don't have the ability to be fake. If I know you don't like me, why do I want to share your company? Period. I'm not cussing you out, none of that, but I'm going to remove myself from the situation. I can say, oh, hello, and I keep it moving because I don't have the ability to stand there and smile in your face and kiki and ha-ha. No, I'm not going to be that person. I'm going to be me. I've never been a party girl. I just feel like society needs to stop pointing out, oh, you ain't got this, or you ain't doing this. If that happens, then maybe we can come together, more closely and begin to understand each other. I'm human just like you. I bleed just like you. I got a heartbeat like you. All that stuff is the same, but my personality is my personality, and it's who I choose to be. Because I have one of the biggest hearts in the world. But if you judging me because, as Ken was saying, I'm not wearing Jordans, that's your problem and your loss because you're missing out on my life. So we have to understand that we can't come together if we down at people like when these kids go to school. Oh, you ain't got this. They got this saying, oh, what are those? When you wearing a certain type of shoe. No. Be you. Too many people are ashamed of who they are. I'd love to see this new movement, like with the bald women, they shaving their head completely bald. They like, I don't care. I'm beautiful. It's a girl on TikTok. She don't have no teeth in her mouth because of an illness. And she's out there like, if you like me, you like me. And if you don't, you don't. So people take that on as, oh, you arrogant or you're a certain type of way. No, I have to love on me because society is telling me I'm not enough.
Yep.
This is not new. This has been going on way before social media. It's been going on forever. But the thing is, we were more accepting because we knew we couldn't, we just said, oh, just let them be, they over there. We just cast them to the side. Now there is social media. Everybody's on the internet. Everybody are keypad bullies. They just Twitter fingers and whatever. But the thing is, everything is shallow. There's no depth to anything. Everybody looks alike. Everybody dances alike. Everybody dresses alike. Everybody thinks alike. They talk alike. It's just everybody is the same. Everybody wants to mimic what is being shown on the screen. Nobody, well, I'm not gonna say nobody, but there are a lot of followers and not enough individuals. The shallowness is ridiculous. It's so shallow. It's not even covering your toes out here. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just walking and splashing in the water. Where's the depth? Where is the craving or the thirst to know more? The dating scene is shallow. And there are people out there who want to find somebody to be with. They want a companion. It may not necessarily be marriage. Not everybody wants to marry, but it may be a companion, a partner, a best friend, somebody to just hang with. It's hard to do that because everybody is about the bag, or you got like the girls now. It's always been gold diggers, quote unquote. It's always been players and pimps, quote unquote. But it's like to the point now where, like Kenneth said, all women are this and all women want this and all men want this. That's not what it is, because not all women want your money and not all men want to sleep with you on the first date. Like it's not like that. And what bugs me about the internet now is if somebody has an idea, say men ain't shit or women ain't shit, that idea is out there. You're gonna find a whole bunch of posts, a whole bunch of videos confirming this idea. And then now everybody's like, yeah, I know, but that's just the people you dealt with. The thing is, if all men ain't shit, what does that make you? Because you're the one dealing with them. And if you all women ain't the same. And if all women are the same that you've dealt with, that means you are the problem. Who's changing? Because you attract what you are. If you attracting ain't shit people, then you ain't shit, baby.
Weezy. Because I know I am the shiznit. Because
at a time, you were not confident and you did not have the worthiness that you have now that you did then, so you wasn't shit at the time. Okay?
I was always
not shit at the time because I allowed what I thought was what I thought it was. We accept things because that's what we only find or deem ourselves worthy to accept. That means we are the problem.
Yeah,
No, I disagree.
I
don't.
don't. I do.
Because I don't know about y'all. Y'all breaking, but I was never not the shit. Even when I didn't think that I wasn't a shit, I was never not the shit. Because I've always been a certain way all my life. And that is still to me by my grandparents, my granddaddy. You always tell me, but did I believe it enough? No, I didn't believe. Just because you got a rock and you don't realize it's a diamond, that do not make it not a diamond.
But you accepted it. Therefore,
I'm a diamond.
You are a diamond, but you did not see your glow. You didn't see your work.
That's what she's saying.
I didn't see it, but I was diamond. I wasn't no piece of shit. I was always.
No, what I'm saying is,
you're misinterpreting what she's saying.
You're not always saying men ain't shit either. I said if you're continuously saying that men ain't shit or women ain't shit, and these are the people that you've dealt with, that means you ain't shit. You attract what you are, or you attract what you think you are. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you ain't shit as you ain't shit. You're an awesome woman, Reese. But what I'm saying is, at that time when you were dealing with these fools, you were a fool yourself. You were fool yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to take accountability for your part in what you accepted, men too. So let me tell y'all, my ex-husband sends me TikToks all the time. Why? Because he's looking for a reason. He's looking for somebody to agree with him. I left him. I divorced him. There are a million reasons why. There are a million reasons why I stayed. But we're divorced now. But he finds TikToks that says women will leave you, women don't stay, women this and that. I'm sitting here looking like, did you forget that whole 18 years of our relationship, what you was doing to me? Did you forget that? The only thing he remembers is the last part of our relationship when I said, fuck it, I'm done. I'm going to hang out. I wasn't fooling with nobody, at that time. But he thought I was because I just started hanging out. I needed to be out the house. I needed to go. I needed space. He thought I'm out here fooling around. No, bro, that was after. Now, after is my business. Before was, but according to him, this is what I was doing. So he's sending me messages because TikTok got all these men saying stuff and they got all these women saying stuff. And if I was in that space, I could send him millions of TikToks about the stuff we went through in that marriage. But I don't, because why? What's the purpose? I know what happened. He knows what happened, but he's in denial.
And you over it.
And I'm done. We'll be divorced 4 years in April. Why are you still sending me stuff? We had 5 children. Yes, I'm a mom of 5. We have 5 children. And it got to this point where now we can have a conversation without arguing because he wants to talk about the relationship. When we were in a relationship, that's when we should have been talking about the relationship. But no. So now it has gotten to the point where we're able to co-parent without a problem. He still tries to bring things up, but I'm like, look, we're not doing that. He's getting better. I can see him growing and maturing in certain aspects, and I'm very proud of him. But him and I, no. Him and I with our children, as far as taking care of our children, making sure they're well, they have what they need, that mental, because this is my biggest thing. I want them to be mentally and emotionally stable. Yeah. Because you need that to go out here in this world, because this world ain't right. But I want them to be able to deal with their emotions and know how to deal and handle them. And they're young still, but I want them to know, because I wasn't taught that.
Yeah.
Wait, I was not taught that. And I want my children to learn that. And it takes time. Because as adults, we have moments where we're ready to throw something across the room, and we have not been emotionally stabilized. So this, this is the things that I'm working on. But this is when I'm talking about social media, that's the stuff I'm talking about. When are you going to work on yourself? You can't keep on listening to people telling you stuff just to feed what you feel and not facing the truth.
Yeah.
You got to face the truth. I had to look at myself and say, hey, why did you deal with this? Or why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why did you allow this? Why did you accept it? Why did you stay as long as you did? Why? It's your fault, Louisa, that you did this. It's your fault that you stayed. It's your fault that you said what you said to him. It's your fault. You know what I'm saying? It's me. I had to look at me and be like, girl, get your shit together, because that was not right. Whether or not I did something to him or he did or I allowed it, it was me. I can't put that blame fully on him, though. It was a lot of him, but it was me too. It took both of us to break that marriage. both
Yeah.
of us. And it was supposed to take both of us to fix it. Both of us did not fix it. So now there's no marriage. And that goes for friendships, relationships, partnerships, business, children, anything. It takes two people or more to work together to have something functional. If you do not have that collaborative, and that goes for the community too. If you don't have that collaborative and have people that want to go in the same direction, you don't have to agree on everything. But you do have to come to a consensus what's best for you and everybody around you. You're not going to get anything done if you don't. And this is why I'm divorced now.
And that's it. And she said a mouthful. She said a mouthful. Yeah, y'all, we over our time. But this was an amazing show. It was an amazing show. It definitely was one of the best Freaky Fridays we have done. So we definitely appreciate you guys coming through. But before we go, I got an announcement. So my BTS is on the move. I'll be starting my grief group. It's gonna be some other things correlated with it, but starting February, BTS will be on the move, and that stands for Break the Silence. So I'll let you guys know what's going on.
Congratulations. And you know what? This may have been a good show and a formative show, but when I noticed this. When we talk about good stuff for the health, the mind, the mental, the numbers go down. When we talk about foolishness and I'm going to just say, excuse my language, we talk about some fuck shit, the numbers go up. The men come in, everybody, ooh, talk about this, talk about that. It's just, I just don't know what to say.
Well, like Weezy said, a lot of people don't want to face themselves, and it's a lot of stuff out here. People going to be on what they want to be, and that's their choice. But our job is to put the information out there, share, and what we're trying to do is heal those who are willing, who are ready and willing to heal. So other than that, we can't worry about that stuff. We got to keep bringing the information, and if just one is changed by what we said, that's enough.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Each one teach one, and if one learn, then the job is done. Kenneth, give them something to leave with. Say something good. Tell the people where they can find you.
Okay, y'all can find me on Instagram, Change Agent Now Forever. They're all lowercase letters on Instagram. You can also find me on Uncut Live Productions, which is listed on Facebook. You can also follow me on the We Take Care of Us movement page, which is on Facebook. You can also follow me on Breath of Life, Come As You Are Ministry. I know that was a lot of stuff, right? Because I am a person that's about the change of the people. And one of the things I want y'all to recognize, think about this. Dr. King started out with one person, which was himself.
Mm-hmm.
Vernon Johnson was his right hand. And no matter what you're doing, it don't matter. We always think that change has to be in the masses, because every CEO, big time CEO company did not start out with big time people following, right? Be married to the mission. Be married to the movement. What is the mission? What is the movement? The mission and the movement is about liberty. It's about letting our people become free. Free from what? Mental slavery. Free from the chains, right? So onward and forward. Be married to the mission. Be married to the movement. The best is yet to come.
All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Louisa, Blue Phoenix. Baby.
Okay. I just want to say that before I go into it, that you guys have a wonderful show. You have an amazing show. And every show that you guys do are great. They're great episodes. So don't feel discouraged because you lose viewers when they're serious. Something like Lady B said, you plant the seeds and watch it grow. For those who need them, they will get them. Everybody else will come in later on. That's usually on my other shows. It happens the same way. When we get serious, folks come out. And we've actually had people who had to leave because it triggered things in them. So don't, sometimes it triggers you, like Lady B said. That mirror is a hard thing to look at. It's hard to look at. So don't feel bad. It's all right. Y'all have a great show. I love y'all show. So don't worry about it. You got one forever follower. That's all you need, boo. That's all you need. No, I said a lot, so I don't know what else I should say. But my biggest thing my biggest thing that I really wish for everyone is for them to find peace and freedom. And the only way for you to do that is to heal yourself. And healing is not a one-time thing. You are going to heal until the day you leave this plane. You never stop healing, because there are things buried that you don't know. There are things hidden that you don't know. There are things that you do know and you're fighting against. So I just wish healing and peace and freedom to everybody, but it takes work to get to your freedom. So put that work in, because you are worth it. Worth every minute of those tears that you're going to cry, because you are going to cry tears. Of that pain you're going to feel, because you're going to feel pain. But in the end, you will be joyful, you will be free, and you will be at peace.
Amen.
Amen. As you talk, I'm going to share something with y'all. Don't nobody know this, but today was my granddaddy's 30th birthday that he's been gone from this plane physically. And I try to stay upbeat, and I'm trying to mask how I feel inside. And I just thank y'all, because I don't know what I would be doing, because it's a hard day today for me in my soul spirit. We get past certain things, but I want to thank you all for being here with me and everything. And because I needed to share this, because they were like, she about to break down and lose it and start crying, but that ain't why. I'm telling y'all why. If that happened, but I'm good. I did the whole show, and I'm good.
Yep.
Lady B, Molly, thank y'all for having my back. And Weezer Kidder, thank y'all for being my guest today.
Yes. Again, it's been an amazing show. One thing I'm going to say to you is be yourself. Let your light shine, because somebody needs that light. And it may not be popular, but it's beautiful. So we thank you for coming. We thank you for chiming in. Sorry we didn't get to read all the comments, but we love you guys and we appreciate all the support. And this has been RMB, and we'll see you next time.